Let's move on to a very interesting story that Satyavir has captured for us. That's our correspondent. Legal battles between home buyers and builders over incomplete documents have become the order of the day. Not only small builders, but even listed developers are facing ire from customers for not giving conveyance deed on time. Here is a report highlighting this legal malpractice and tells you how you can reclaim property title.
Phoenix Towers, a high-end housing project in central Mumbai, was developed around 10 years ago by Phoenix Mills Limited. Touted to be one of the finest townships of Mumbai, the project is currently amidst a legal storm.
In 2005, the society was formed. It is an integral part of our agreement that the developer will transfer the title to the society by conveyance. But so many years have passed. We have been following up. Even the case has been filed in the Bombay High Court as soon as the society was formed. But still, they are on one pretext or other. They are delaying the whole problem. I mean, they are delaying the conveyance.
Phoenix Mills declined to comment, citing the matter to be sub judice. Like this case, today most housing societies in Maharashtra don't have conveyance deed, a document that facilitates the transfer of property from developers to property owners. The Maharashtra Ownership of Flat Act 1963 states a promoter is legally required to convey the land and building within 4 months of formation to the society or any legal body of the flat purchasers. But according to Maharashtra Societies Welfare Association, conveyance deed of more than 70% of flats in Maharashtra are pending.
Builders have got a vested interest in not executing the conveyance because they want some additional gains in the nature of NOC being given for formation of society till that particular time, transfer monies. Then supposing if a society wants to put up a mobile tower or wants to go for redevelopment, if conveyance is not executed, then they will get the money. But if the conveyance is executed, they will not get a single rupee.
In many cases, developers don't even form housing societies, which is a prerequisite for a conveyance deed. For instance, the residents of Ashoka Towers, a project by Peninsula Land Limited, have accused their developer of not forming a society since its inception in the year 2009.
The complex has been finished and delivered about 3 years ago, and it's nearly more than 75% occupied. And we want to now set up our own society, and we want to take charge and govern this place ourselves to the standards that we want. However, in defiance of the MOFA under which these agreements were written, the builder has been steadfastly refusing to form the societies and been absolutely unresponsive when we seek meetings to have a dialogue.
Peninsula Land Limited, however, claims that the formation of housing society is underway. We have initiated the process and are completing all the formalities as stipulated by the registrar for forming the societies. We have been given 3 months to complete the process. From small to listed ones, from startups to veterans, developers are using different tactics to keep the ownership of properties with them. The need of the hour is to spread legal awareness among housing societies about conveyance deed and fast-track pending cases related to property rights. With Satyavir Singh in Mumbai, Arjun Chaudhary for NDTV Profit.
It's really disheartening actually to see this report, which highlights that even the large and so-called reputed developers are not being fair to their customers. In fact, when it comes to the Mumbai region or MMR, shocking figures in an RTI reply, and this is a story which came out in Times of India. RTI reply has revealed that maximum number of complaints received by consumer forums in the Mumbai metropolitan region, that's MMR, pertain to housing and real estate. Vinay Singh, founder Vinay Singh and Associates, is with us today to tell us more about this. Vinay, I mean, if you look at the statistics, what can I say? More than 70%, that's 60,000 out of 85,000 housing societies don't have a conveyance deed, which means people don't really have any legitimate ownership of their flats or can't do any other transaction on it.
Yes, Manisha, that's very true, and the reason is that this is a cash cow for the builder. So there are so many things, like you have towers, you have hoardings, you have transfer charges, the NOC charges that the builder collects illegally. So many avenues for the builders to make money that they are very reluctant to let go of this. There is also another reason that there might be some change in the FSI rules which might entitle the builder to later on add a couple of floors. So this is another reason why builders are very hesitant and reluctant to give conveyance immediately. That's the prime reason for the delay.
All right, but 3 years, I mean, what you're supposed to do in 4 months, you're holding up for 3 years. Vinay, how is it getting allowed in Maharashtra and in Mumbai region? I'm just very amazed.
See, we have, Manisha, quite a good law in MOFA. Unfortunately, the implementation of the law is not good at all. I mean, if you look at it, the non-formation of a society, non-conveyance, all these acts under MOFA are criminal offences. And you can send the builder theoretically to jail for 3 years, up to 3 years, if he does not do all these things. Unfortunately, I don't think there has been a single conviction to date. So this is where we lack, where there is a law, but there is absolutely no implementation of the provisions.
All right, so you're saying there's a law, but it's not getting implemented. None of the developers, even the reputed ones that we just highlighted in our story, I mean, got away by one said no comments, the other one said no comments because it's sub judice. Yes. This can keep getting dragged in courts for many more years. And the other one actually said that we are looking at it, it will happen in the next 3 months, Ashok Piramal Group. Well, we'll keep a tab on it and see whether it really, though that society gets formed in 3 months and the necessary paperwork is done for a conveyance deed. But Vinay, another interesting order passed by the Maharashtra government, NOC is now no longer going to be required to convey the land in the for a sale of a flat. So just explain to us what the implications of this will be, especially with regard to the fact that conveyance deeds haven't been passed on by 70% of the developers.
You see, what happens here, Manisha, is that once the property is sold by the builder to the flat buyer, actually he ceases to have any control or dominion over that property. Now, eventually a society is to be formed, and if you will look at the law says that the society must be formed as soon as you have 10 people who have taken up flats. You are not supposed to wait even till the building is complete. Even when the building is under construction but 10 buyers are there, you must form the society. Also, you are not allowed to take even a single rupee in Maharashtra state unless you have executed and registered the agreement. I do not think that there is even a single builder, big or small, who follows MOFA in this respect. So what happens actually is the builder just waits and delays this entire process. Now, when a person who has bought the flat wishes to resell, the current buyer may go for a home loan, and you will find that the bank wants some control or some, somebody to take responsibility in case there's a fraud or anything of that sort. So they say, please get us a NOC to mortgage and an NOC to transfer from the builder. Now, this is a completely silly situation because here is somebody who has no control over the property, but he is being asked to give a NOC. Earlier, the amounts that were being asked by the builders were quite nominal, 25,000, 50,000, a lakh of rupees. So these were quite okay, I mean, when you're doing such a large transaction, you don't really bother. Unfortunately, this has now become a monster. The rates are now starting from 200 rupees a square foot and going up to 1,000 rupees a square foot in Mumbai city alone. So now it has come to a stage where it's a deal breaker. Sometimes the deal will collapse because the builder wants this huge chunk of money. Again, this is completely illegal, and even now the Chief Minister Prithviraj Chavan has gone on record saying that this is an illegal practice which must be stopped. Now the question is, if the banks, who are the main people who insist upon this certificate, if these people stop asking for the NOC, the builders will find that 80% or 90% of the people coming to them are no longer coming. So I think the pressure needs to be put on the banks, pressure needs to be put on the builders. The only way I can see is that you should criminalize this practice. If somebody is asking for an NOC, you must make it a criminal offence. Only then will this practice stop. Otherwise, it's not going to stop.
My goodness. So even after the Chief Minister himself saying that he would like this practice to stop, no NOCs are needed, it really, Vinay, then you're saying is that builders have to not insist on it. The government officials in the sub-registrar's office shouldn't be asking for it, and banks shouldn't be asking for it, isn't it?
Yes, it's primarily the banks who ask for it. The sub-registrar's office never asks for this NOC. It is the banks who ask for it, and therefore the flat buyer and the flat seller both get pulled into this vicious circle where they have to go to the builder. There's no choice, and the builder then is free to ask whatever he wants. So it's an unfortunate situation, and it's really become a big problem.
All right. Well, what can we say? Lots of practices which need to be fixed when it comes to real estate transactions in the country, and that's the reason whenever we need a real estate regulator, and very, very soon. Thanks very much for joining in. As always, it was so well explained by you, And I'm sure that all our viewers have also understood what the issue is, and that if you're going to look at selling a property in Maharashtra, especially Mumbai region, then you can actually ask your bank not to ask for an NOC if you are doing a transaction on property. Thanks very much, Vinay.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.